Will it come home? England has lived with one sentence for decades, not just as a chant, not just as a song, but as a belief passed from generation to generation. Its coming home was never just about football. It became identity, it became hope, it became pain that never fully healed. Since 1966, England have chased something that always feels close but never complete. Semi-finals that broke hearts, penalty shootouts that froze entire nations, golden generations that promised everything but ended in silence. Every era added new players, new tactics, new confidence, but the ending stayed the same. And still, the fans never left. That is the most powerful part of the story. Fans who have lived through every heartbreak still show up believing. Fans who have never seen England lift a World Cup still sing like it already happened. Grandparents who remember the only triumph in 1966 tell stories like legends. Parents pass down hope like inheritance. Children grow up learning that football is not just a game, it is emotion tied to a nation's identity. And that is what makes the dream so powerful, because it refuses to die. Now imagine the pressure of 2026. A new generation stepping onto the world stage carrying all of that weight. Every touch of the ball feeling heavier than normal. Every pass connected to history. Every mistake echoing through decades of disappointment. And yet, this generation also carries something different. Freedom, confidence, and belief that they can rewrite everything. Because this time, England do not just have talent, they have expectation turned into fuel. They have experience from past failure. They have players who grew up watching heartbreak and promised themselves they would not repeat it. The pressure is no longer just pressure, it becomes motivation. But it goes even deeper than that. Because England no longer play like a team trying to prove something. They play like a team trying to erase something. Every run forward feels like chasing redemption. Every tackle feels like protecting history. Every shot on goal feels like breaking a cycle that has lasted for generations. And when that kind of emotion enters football, logic disappears. In a World Cup knockout game, everything becomes heavier. One moment can define a lifetime. One pass can change a nation. One penalty can silence millions or send them into history. England know this better than anyone, because they have lived on both sides of it. But football is never just about players, it is about the people watching. On that final night, if England ever reaches it again, the entire country would stop. Streets empty, pubs full, houses silent except for one screen. Millions of hearts beating at the same time. The nervous silence before kickoff. The sudden explosion of noise after every attack. The collective gasp when the ball hits the box. The moment of stillness before a penalty. The feeling that time itself has slowed down. And somewhere in that silence, something unreal happens. The past and present collide. Old fans who saw the beginning. New fans who only know the waiting. Players who grew up hearing failure stories. Legends who carried the weight without reward. All of them connected through one match, one night, one chance to change everything. If England lose again, it becomes another chapter of heartbreak added to history. Another memory that future generations will talk about. Another so close story that lives forever. But if England win, it is not just victory, it is emotional release after decades of pressure. It is every generation finally breathing at the same time. It is every failed penalty forgiven. It is every near miss rewritten. It is the sound of a nation that has been holding its breath for 60 years, finally letting go. The streets would not just celebrate, they would collapse into emotion. Grown men crying without explanation. Children running without understanding the weight of what just happened. Grandparents remembering 1966 not as the only memory, but as the beginning of a story that finally ended. Flags would not just wave, They would mean closure. And football in England would never feel the same again. Because after all the years, all the pain, all the belief, all the waiting, will it come home?